Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's AFK journey video. So in this video, we're going to talk about the hero wishlist update for February. So for this wishlist, we'll be including Callan into the discussion because this unit is going to move into the wishlist in about 7 days or 8 days time. So we will just factor him into today's discussion in terms of whether or not you should put him on your hero recruitment wishlist right here. So for this wishlist, I'll talk about the optimal units as well as the substitutes for the different units based on your own account build up, as well as whether or not you want to push your units beyond the Supreme Plus tier into the Paragon tier itself. Now, with the recent changes to the Paragon tiers, Paragon has played even more important part in the game, right? So for those of you guys who do not know, Paragon tier is a hidden tier above the Supreme Plus tier. You first need 25 Supreme Plus characters, so that will be for the more developed players. But the Paragon tier actually gives you quite a fair bit of PvP advantage in Clash runs, as well as your Arena and Supreme Arena. And last but not least, if you have Paragon 4 units, you can convert additional shards into Spirit Stones, which you can actually use to get your Stargaze Orbs. So those are the few things to take note of for the Paragon tiers in case you are contemplating whether or not to get certain units to Paragon 1, Paragon 2, so on and so forth. So for this wishlist, let's start with the Lightbearer side. For the strongest Lightbearers on the S level, we have Vala as well as Sonya without a doubt. So PvP, Dream Realm. Okay, so if you get them to Supreme Plus, you don't intend to push them beyond Supreme Plus into the Paragon tier, then for Sonya's case, you can put Rowan or Temasia. So Temasia is used with Iron Armor's control comp in your AFK stages, and Rowan has historically been a pretty decent support for your AFK stages and certain times for certain PvP teams or even certain PvE contents. So these 4 units will be the go-to or the selection, but these 2 will be the topmost priority. So for Rowan's case, I think you don't actually need that much tiers on him because you just need him for the ultimate and as well as maybe a little bit of the heals from the potion itself. So for the tiers case, I'll say Vala, Sonya as well as Temasia, they will need more of those tiers, so getting them to Supreme Plus would be of higher priority. So that's for the Lightbearer S level. For the A level side, 2 of the most useful units right now, Sinbad as well as Hugin. So Sinbad is one of the strongest physical attackers if you have supports like Mikola, supports like Shakir, Smokey together with Sonya to sort of aim your Sinbad to be the mega carry. If you have twins, all the better for Sinbad itself. So very good physical carry for the Dream Realm side. And then for Hugin's case, Hugin might not be seeing that much use at the top tier meta teams itself, but Hugin's buffing capability this season has been amped up, making him pretty good in the Dream Realm side as well, because you can pair Hugin with OD obviously because of OD's high coverage in terms of the range, so you can always position OD behind him. And on top of that, on top of his buffing capabilities, he has this control immunity as well as really good damage reduction, which could be useful for the PvP side. And for this season, his magic charm ability, which converts part of the unit's damage, right, the ally behind him, into true damage, makes him pretty good into the late game endless Dream Realm side. So pretty free to play friendly support for like players that don't have twins built up, for example, right, or don't have all the other really amazing Maulers built up. You can consider putting him on a wish list and then get him to a higher tier and then use him as an intermediary first. So that's for the Lightbearer side. For the Mauler side, give me a moment. So for the S level characters, I'll say it's between Shakir, Smokey, as well as Mikola in terms of the S level Maulers, because right now these 3 are the most used for the Dream Realm side. Smokey, I'll say, has always been decently versatile for like AFK stage pushing as well in Smokey teams. So if you ask me which one is of higher priority, I'll say Shakir and Smokey, because Shakir, you can use Shakir for endless Dream Realm, you can use Shakir for PvP as well, pretty decent anti-control character there with a lot of good melee synergies, right, together with other good melee units from other factions. And then for Smokey's case, Smokey has a Smokey AFK stage pushing team. I think, yeah, like this unit is quite important for deficit pushing, so you kind of want to build him up as much as possible tier wise for maximum healing as well as maximum damage through the EX weapon. And then for Mikola's case, I don't actually think you need to get her to Supreme Plus, but you probably need sufficient stats for her to survive all the barrages of the harder hitting bosses so that you can keep her buff up time on your other allies. So that's for Mikola's case, but these 2 will be the higher priority. And then if you have them built up, if you don't consider Paragon tiers, then put in other units based on whether or not you want collection, for example like Brutus, Elsa for collection purposes, or if you just want to complete your hero collection to Supreme Plus tier, for example. So those are the few considerations for the Mauler S class. Then for the A class, OD as well as Coco. So yeah, they have been there for quite a bit. So if you've been playing the game for quite a bit, they are still the top tier A levels for Maulers. So for the much older players at this time, you'll probably have OD to Supreme Plus or even Paragon 1 tier as well as Coco, right? So let's say if you don't intend to push further, the other units I can suggest is Kruger together with Sinbad. Right, for those of you guys who haven't gotten Kruger up yet, Kruger is very good with physical teams with the physical defense debuff as well as decent enough physical damage to combo with other melee units right here. And then you can also go up to Seth. Seth's pretty good for the PvP side together with the lightning strike spell this season. Yeah, there's this sniper artifact that does really well with sniping type heroes like Sylvina, like Seth. So I do think that Seth is quite decent, specifically for your Supreme Arena side where you can abuse that Thunder Strike combo to snap people off. If not, another good unit is Satrana for PvP together with your Bonnie Satrana combo. So this two will be more PvP centric, but let's say if you ask me, the most versatile would be these two, and then Kruger to go with your physical teams for the Dream Realm side, and then Satrana maybe with Bonnie if you have your Satrana Bonnie combo in mind, or Seth with the sniping lightning strike combo. So that's for the A level side. For Wilder side, two of the most versatile ones would be definitely Lily May as well as Iron. So despite Iron not being as strong as he used to be, still pretty decent for AFK stages as well as PvP. So I'll still put him on the wish list as a higher tier, and then Lily May needs no explanation, right? One of the most powerful standalone unit, being able to do a lot, especially strong for the PvP side, can also be used as a damage dealer on the Dream Realm side and other PvE contents. So for the other units, I do think that Lawson's pretty decent. If you already have like the base Wilder's S level built up, you're looking for more combo based units. Lawson's pretty powerful right now with the lightning spell combo, the lightning strike artifact with sniping teams in general. Very powerful. He is also quite good with Dino teams, or teams that actually appreciates his link and then combo into stun potential. Very powerful combo piece right now. Tarsi is a pretty good standalone PvE, PvP kind of character, but right now less so in AFK stages, more so towards the PvP side. Specifically with Bonnie Satrana, or Tailin, or magical teams in general. So those are the good units you want to go for with regards to the Wilder side. As for Danny, Brian, as well as Hewin, if you want to go for them to max out their tiers as fast as possible, you can consider them, but you are able to purchase them from the arena shop. Now for the A level Wilders, I'll say Almas as well as Arden. So for this one, you can go with Arden as well as Damien if you have your Almas built up to the EX weapon tier, right? Because this will give you your Iron, Arden as well as Almas combo first, and then you want to have a Damien up because Damien's quite powerful in the PvP side as a support with the ability to keep on summoning his card as well as disrupt the enemy, do damage and heal the team itself. So pretty versatile support in the PvP side. After Damien, I'll recommend Lenya. Pretty decent physical attacker and really good with Supreme Arena factional talent and the lightning strike combo to quickly snipe people down. So Lenya's I sort of changed my opinions about Lenya a lot because of this season's mechanic, because I saw her powers for myself. So that's for the recommendation part. I'll say Almas and Arden first. They are like more unique and you have more supports on top to make up for the lack of Damien support. Or if you have sufficient AoEs in your other collection, then what you can do is put Damien together with Almas first. Almas get to your EX weapon and then you can change him out for other units. So that's for the Wilder side. Graveborn, even though you can purchase Ludovic shards from the seasonal store, I'll still put Ludovic as a recommendation because Ludovic right now is starting to see some use in the Endless Dream Realm boss for the HP percentage damage, and Ludovic has always been a pretty decent healer all around, so you can definitely use him for PvP, use him for AFK stages together with bossing contents. And then the next unit, Carolina or Torrent, I think these two is okay, but for Torrent's case, okay, so for Torrent's case, for the S level Graveborn side, Torrent does have a decent replacement in the form of Callan. So after much observation with Callan, it seems like what Callan does for the Graveborn side, or what Callan does as a tank, is sort of a damage absorption role, which is a little bit better on the defensive side when compared to Torrent. So Torrent's strength over Kellen in the PvP side is Torrent's ability to do massive counter damage in the ultimate. So Torrent still has his strengths there, but let's say if you're not putting Torrent in this Graveborn selection, you can put other units like Carolina. You can also put like one copy for your Nara collection, whatever. And then for the A level Graveborn side, you can put Kellen together with one other units. So first of all, I think Bonnie will be the highest priority for the Graveborn A level side because of her versatility, as well as her power level in the PvP side, as well as her team build with the Iron Armor's AFK stage combo. So this one will be the mainstay if you haven't built her up yet. Sylvina, very good for PvP sniping, so I'll still put her here. Valkyria's okay for buffing purposes, but like she hasn't been very spectacular so far, so you can put her in if you have the other units built up, but I'll recommend this one. Then for Kellen's case, once Kellen falls into the wishlist itself, what you can do is, let's say if you have your Torrent built up to a certain tier, you don't intend to push him further, you can put Kellen in, right, to get your Kellen up to do the defensive tank role. Or if you just start the game itself, you can just put Kellen and don't build Torrent for a bit, because right now Torrent's usage is PvP. You can also use Kellen in PvP with Graveborns as well, and it's more defensive and goes better with the current pool of OP PvP characters like Tasi, Bonnie, as well as your Lily May in general. So that will be my recommendation for the Graveborn side, and that's pretty much it for this all hero wish list. Now for the elite recruitment, okay, so for elite recruitment, it's always subjective to your personal preferences. If you were to sort of ask me for my top 5s, I will give you the most like versatile all-rounder character or very powerful units in a specific niche based on their performance. So I'll put this. I'll also put Smokey here. Okay, so this will be my top 5s, and then you just make adjustments based on like what you need. First of all, this 4 units over here, decently versatile across multiple different. In fact, all 5 of them are decently versatile. And then for Smokey's case, this is the only way you can farm him, which is from the gacha pools itself. For Sonya's case, you'll be able to get her from the seasonal store in the upcoming patches. So if you can't wait, you can put her here first. If you can wait, then you can actually just not put her here and then put like other units which you can't get from the store, for example the likes of Vala, for example, right, or the likes of Carolina for your PvP contents, or even Tasi is also within the seasonal store as well. So those are the recommendations in terms of the units I'll put. Usually if let's say the unit is really powerful and I want to build the unit up first, I'll put it in my wish list. But there are cases where if I'm okay to wait to buy the shards of the units from the seasonal store, then I can put the units which I can't obtain from elsewhere into this wish list so that I can get them from here. So that's it for this wish list recommendation. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.